All right, y'all. Coming to you with these Week 15 picks. Week 15, we're closing in here on the end of the season, so let's get it going. Tonight's game, we got Chargers at Kansas City. All right, this is bound to be a shootout. Over under 54, uh, most likely going over. I like the Chargers to win it in Kansas City, plus 3.5 points. You know, they're playing well right now. Kansas City has too many holes in the defense. They're still trying to figure it out. So I like the Chargers to win. Next, we got games on Saturday. I don't know who the hell decided that these were going to be the Saturday games, but they've got the Texans at the Jets, and they've got the Browns at the Broncos. All right, I don't know who the hell came up with that. Probably Roger Goodell. You know, it's time to just go ahead and get him out of there. He's no good for football. He's no good for the league. But anyway, we got Houston at the Jets. Houston, you know, they're rolling right now. Jets are in preseason mode. So you got to pick Houston in that game. 7-point spread, I don't know. Houston, Jets might figure out something. They're at home. I like Houston to win it. I don't know about the spread. Next, we're going to go Cleveland at Denver. Greg Williams, I think, is trying to get the job there. I think he's playing for real. He's going to come out and play to win. Denver's been up and down recently. I think they're going to lose this one to Cleveland because I just think they're going to underestimate the Browns. It's a 2.5-point spread, so obviously I like the plus 2.5 with Denver. Now, it's a possibility this game may go over. It's 45.5 right now. It's not too much. But I think some points may be given up. May not get that high, though. Now, on Sunday, we got the Redskins going into Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Now, I have to pick the Jaguars. I don't like either one of the teams. They're using second and third string quarterbacks and stuff. Spread 7.5. I definitely don't like that. I mean, if you want to take anything, then take the plus 7.5 with the Redskins. But I'm going with Jacksonville for the win. Arizona playing Atlanta, another meaningless game, but I think Atlanta's probably going to win that one. Don't really like anything much more of a play than Atlanta to win that one. Home field advantage. Next, Miami Dolphins playing in Minnesota. Now this game means something. They're still both in the hunt. I think Minnesota's going to get the win, though. They fired their offensive coordinator, who was an idiot, who doesn't know how to call a running play. So since he's gone, I figure that since Zimmer wanted him to run the ball, he didn't run the ball. So they're going to get somebody in there who is going to run the ball. Whoever he sticks to, this guy he sticks in there, I don't know who he is, but Zimmer's going to tell him to run the ball. So I expect Minnesota to have a more balanced game. They'll get the win against the Dolphins. A little bit tougher than they expect, but they'll probably get the win against the Dolphins, I'm expecting. Next, we got Oakland and Cincinnati. Now, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm picking the Raiders. Picking the Raiders just because the Bengals aren't good either. And they are at home, but I don't know what does that really mean. The Bengals fans aren't really known for holding down their stadium. So I'm going to get Raiders in the win. They got a little bit more momentum going right now. It's Raiders plus 3 points. Next, we've got Tampa Bay playing in Baltimore. Now, Baltimore is rolling right now. Lamar Jackson's coming out there with the wins. Got another Heisman Trophy winner, Jameis Winston, on the other side in Tampa Bay. I expect that he is going to want to show off a little bit, but they're going to be in Baltimore against the Baltimore defense. They're probably going to turn some picks for Winston and probably a victory, I say, for Lamar Jackson. So I like Baltimore to win that one. Next, we got Dallas at Indianapolis. The Cowboys right now are looking strong. Defense is one of the best in the league. It's a 3-point spread. The Colts are 3-point favorites. I think the Cowboys are a better team. For those of you who don't know, 3 points at home means that they think that the teams are equal. I don't agree. I think the Cowboys are a better team right now than the Colts. I expect the Cowboys. I think they're going to win this one. I think their defense is going to pick off Luck a couple of times, and I like them. Plus the 3 points. I think that's well worth it. Albeit that they're on the road. Now we've got Detroit Lions here playing in Buffalo. Uh, they got Buffalo 1.5 point favorites. I like that one right there. I think Buffalo's gonna beat Detroit by a couple of scores at least. Detroit's still trying to figure out what they got going on. Buffalo's got a little bit of something going. Josh Allen started to run. He's showing that he can do some things outside the pocket and on the ground. And Detroit's still trying to figure out who they are. Ever since trading away Golden Tate, Matthew Stafford hasn't been the same. So I think Buffalo's going to cover that 1.5 points at home. And next, I got Green Bay at Chicago. Chicago Bears need to avenge that embarrassing loss from the beginning of the season. They had the Packers beat. Packers came back to get that win. Right now, the Packers, I think they're feeling confident about McCarthy being out of there. Philbin's feeling confident, and I think he's going to make a lot of mistakes against this Bears defense that is hungry. Go out here and get this win and get them a solid position for the playoffs. So I think Chicago's going to get the win. The last game of the afternoon on Sunday, we've got, of the morning on Sunday, we've got Tennessee at the New York Giants. I think Tennessee's going to win. The Giants have problems. Tennessee's defense is tough, and they've shown that they can run. And maybe now they'll give Derrick Henry more opportunities instead of just giving the ball to Mariota more often. He's shown what he can do. So I think Tennessee's going to be able to come out here and get the win in New York. All right, that's plus 2.5 points for Tennessee. Now, in the afternoon, there's only 2 games because of the Saturday games they got over there. We've got Seattle at San Francisco. Now, I think that San Francisco is going to get this win at home. They need to make a statement. Kyle Shanahan's back there calling the play, so he really wants to get this win against Seattle, who's hot right now. They're at home. It's plus 4 points. San Francisco is plus 4 points. They're the home underdogs. And I think Seattle will probably overlook them a little bit. They've been looking strong and they look good on paper recently. But I just don't think the Seattle team, everybody knows they're not the Legion of Boom. So I think San Francisco is going to get this win. Next, we've got New England at Pittsburgh. Now, this was an interesting game. Pittsburgh should get this win at home. They should get this win at home. They need the win. They've been playing poorly. Both these teams are coming off of embarrassing losses last week. Miami had an embarrassing loss, New England had an embarrassing loss in Miami last week, which I picked, and I was very happy the way that game ended. It was a great win for the Dolphins and an exciting win. One of an instant classic. That was a great game all around. Instant classic. Dolphins come up with the win. New England's obviously embarrassed by that, and they're going to want to come back and win. And then Pittsburgh had an embarrassing loss to the Raiders, where they were trying to kick the ball to send the game into overtime, and the kicker slipped and fell. And the rest was history. Raiders got the win. Raiders are definitely not in the same class as Pittsburgh right now. But hey, there's that mystique and there's that rivalry. I don't care how old rivalries get. Teams still want to beat their rivals, so the Raiders got that win. Both these teams need to rebound. Pittsburgh should get this win, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, I'm not picking them. I'm picking the New England Patriots just because simply they game plan better. Pittsburgh doesn't game plan very well. Pittsburgh likes to throw the ball too much. They no matter who the offensive coordinator is, except for Bruce, since they had Bruce Arians, they just fall in love with the pass too much, and it ends up biting them in the ass. So I'm going with New England for the win. I also like this game to go over the 51.5 points. Sometimes Mike Tomlin will decide to play a little conservative against the Patriots, so that might keep it a little low scoring, but I don't think he's going to be able to run it. I don't think he's going to be able to run very well, and I think that the Patriots are going to push the score up, and thus it will turn into somewhat of a shootout. So I'm going with the over in that one. You might not want to play it if you feel skeptical. Just leave that one alone, because, we know Pittsburgh likes to play conservative against the Patriots, but not this time. There's no Le'Veon Bell. And, I think they're going to start throwing it. Next, we've got the Eagles playing at the Rams. Now, 11.5 points I think is too much. We've got Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP. Nick Foles is going to be starting for the Eagles. There was an unfortunate injury for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz will not be playing, broken vertebrae. So Nick Foles is going to be in there. We know Nick Foles knows how to throw for touchdowns. That's what he does. He throws touchdown passes. All right. So Nick Foles is going to be out there. I think it's going to be a really good game there Sunday night. Over-under 52. I think it's going to go over. And, look out. I think the Rams are going to win it. I just don't like them to cover that 11.5 points. I like the Eagles plus 11.5, but I like the Rams for the win. And I like it to go over. I usually don't make 3 picks like that in one game, but this one, I'm feeling good about that. Next, I've got New Orleans winning on Monday night in Carolina. What can I say? It may go over that 51. I don't know. Carolina is probably, I think, going to try to run it, slow it down a little bit more. And I don't really know about the 51 over-under. But I like New Orleans to win the game. Carolina is just struggling right now. They don't know how to win. They don't know how to win. They don't know when to run it. They don't know when to go for it. They just don't know how to win. And New Orleans has proven they know how to win. Now, this is a division rivalry, so Carolina knows them better. But I just think New Orleans is more in a winning attitude right now. And Sean Payton knows how to win. And Ron Rivera, I mean, he kind of knows how to win. But that proved in that Super Bowl that he didn't give his team a chance to win by the game plan. So I give this one to New Orleans based on the game plan.